I hate soccer.
Do you think you've always focused on the mental aspect of the game, or did something change in you when you were working with the teachers or at Arsenal? Or
I think that with my experience, and I think it's a life experience, um, obviously I'm not 25 anymore, so I'm in a much better place as a human being, and I
Yep.
think that's bringing maturity, and that's obviously teaching in my career and doing some consultancy work, and sometimes, for example, with teachers, right? Like if you're not in a good place as a teacher, you cannot teach. And the same with coaches. If you're not in a good place as a coach, you cannot coach that day, because then you're gonna transfer all those emotions and feelings and negativity to the players,
you're right.
to the person next to you, right?
You know, you have always been like that, because I remember one time you told me, like, I was having a bad day, and you were like, don't allow anybody outside of yourself to ever affect your day. Like, I still say that. I still say
Yeah.
that to others, because it's like, don't allow somebody else to make you have a bad day, right?
Yeah,
And
and it's not easy, right? But now I say to myself a lot of times, okay, if it's not gonna bother me in 5 years' time, it shouldn't bother me more than 5 minutes. And that's, for example, with the footballers, that mistake that you're making such a big thing, you're not thinking about that in next training session. You're not going to be thinking about that mistake unless you're playing, I don't know, what is the biggest competition in Buffalo now or Western New York?
I mean, it would probably be these top level club teams when they go to a showcase, but it's not.
Let's say that you miss a penalty that day, okay? And then your team loses the final, whatever it is.
Right.
Okay, in 5 years' time, maybe you remember. I can get that one, that you get upset. But any mistake that is undermining you during the game, you're not going to remember that mistake in 5 years' time. Why are you giving it more than 5 minutes? Why are you going to have time thinking about that mistake instead of focusing and making sure that your active listening skills are checking the coach, checking the assistant coach, checking the other players, and trying to figure out what you need to do next to do better in the second half.
Right.
If you feel stuck in your recruiting process, we created a guide that includes feedback from 15 college coaches and 10 current college soccer players. Inside this guide, you'll find out what really works in recruiting, from showcases, ID camps, highlight reels, and more. Check it out at playmakertraining.com/recruited.
I hate soccer.